Hey everybody, I usually don't make videos, but I had to today because of our president's tweet about Ben Sasse's scumbag that, yeah, I'm a Nebraskan. I live in Cortland, Nebraska. I'm from Beatrice, Nebraska. I'm a Nebraskan. And yeah, he's just a rhino. This dude, he acts like he's a Nebraskan. He acts like he is a Washington outsider, but he hasn't done anything for this state. He hasn't done anything for a common hardworking people, the construction people. I'm in retail, the health workers, and especially the farmers and ranchers of this great state. So I was reading this article from Politico by Evan Simones, I guess, but there's some really good quotes in here from this scumbag, and I had to just let him out here because I mean it just ticked me off. The first one is um, I'm now looking at the possibility of a Republican bloodbath in the Senate, and that's why I've never been on the Trump train. Are you kidding me? It looks like all I feel like if it wasn't for the fake news, you look around. I know it's just in the state of Nebraska, but I'm on social media and I see tons of caravans, Trump flags everywhere, allwhere. The enthusiasm for him is off the charts. I mean, I am in Nebraska, but I see everybody flying Trump flags. I got mine right behind me. I got family members here. Within my family, there's a couple people that support Joe, but I feel like when that information comes out, which is starting to come out now, things are going to change. But anyway, off that trap, I just want to stick to this scumbag Ben Sass. So there's his first quote. Second quote: "It's why I didn't agree to be on his re-election campaign, and that's why I'm campaigning for him." Or I'm not campaigning for him. Okay, so you're gonna sit there because I voted. I'm a registered Republican voter in this state. You begged President Trump to not only endorse you and campaign for you in this state. So all of a sudden, once that's done and over, because usually in the state of Nebraska, once you win a Republican primary, that you're going to win because Democrats in this state are just over. They're not a strong party in the state. Let's just be honest. So now that he thinks that all of a sudden he's got the easy road to the Senate, which he probably does, he can say whatever he wants. And that is just BS in my opinion. And anyway, he that just shows you how much of a scumbag he is. The president takes time to not only endorse him and do a little bit of campaign for him, and then he turns his back on him. That's as a person, that's just being a scumbag. Okay. Next quote in here. Uh, blah blah blah. A blind eye to human rights. So he's had a blind eye to human rights. The president has spent the most money ever in more resources and more troops attacking human trafficking. Is that not a human right? People that are slaves, people that were being forced into the country from Russia, from China, from everywhere else in the world. They want to be here, being snuggled in through the border. Thank God above that they're putting the wall in there because that's where everybody was coming in from. So yeah, he states here he has a blind eye to human rights. More scumbag trash talk from a rhino. Going on even further, President Trump's COVID-19 pandemic response is he treats it like a PR crisis. Okay, you really believe Sleepy Joe or Crazy Nancy or you, sir, if you were put in the position, would have done a better job? Really? You would think you would have had the balls to close down every airport in our country from from international, China including Europe? You really think so? Please. Going on even further, this guy he has a lot to talk about today, and I know why the president tweeted and I'm just doing this because I'm a Nebraskan and it just ticks me off. And the local news, the national media, they're not going to say any of this. So if one person from around my area sees this video, I just want them to know the truth and the lies and the slander and the BS that is being perpetrated right now. So anyway, going on any further, the way President Trump kisses dictators' butts. I mean, the way he ignores the Uyghurs are in literal concentration camps right now, and he hasn't lifted a finger yet on his behalf of the Hong Kongers. First of all, this is America first, but I do agree that they are being persecuted. So yeah, okay, I'll give you that. Ben Sass. But here's the deal, scumbag. You've been there since 2014. You never even mentioned any of this. Why are you getting so tough on China all of a sudden? Because it's in the political scale of things. You could have been tough on China for the last 7 years you've been senator. So, and Hong Kong's been persecuted since they became part of China in 1999. So you tell me, sir. You supposedly serve in these Christian groups and Christian, lobbying firms. Yeah, they're persecuting Christians in China too. Did you put that on there? I'm a Christian. I love Christianity, but you, sir, by bashing our president, isn't doing nothing in them terms. So let me go even further. And this is the one that ticked me off the most. His family treated the presidency like a business opportunity. He's flirted with white supremacists. What is the deal with this white supremacy narrative that they keep going? He came out in 2018 and 2019. They've asked him, like he said in a debate in 2016 when he was running in the Republican debate against other Republicans. I've denounced it about 12 times. How many more times do I need to denounce it? Well, apparently he still got to denounce it in 2020. He made the KKK a terrorist organization. You had a chance to do that, sir. You never did. You were on the Senate. You could have introduced legislation. So you, sir, are a scumbag, in my opinion, because this article really ticks me off, and I can see why the president decided to tweet about you this morning. And it should tick off a lot of Nebraskans, especially the farmer that was out west today. That farmer had his tractor, his grain cart, his semis, his everything burnt to the ground because it had a Trump flag on it. Now, come on. And you're just fueling more hate. You're fueling hate for one man. You don't look at his accomplishments. You don't look at how if people are better today than they were. You could you could care less about Nebraskans, and you might say, "Oh, whatever, I'll prove it." Okay, like I said earlier on, you claimed to be a outsider, a Washington outsider, to be to serve us Nebraskans, farmers, ranchers, construction workers, hardworking people, just hourly working people, or small business people as well. People that work hard every day, just trying to support a family. I don't have any kids, but trying to support their kids. I do have a family with a wife, and we have our farm here, my wife's family's farm. And that's it. That's all people want to do. They want to work, and they want to pray, and they want to have a good family. And I might be getting off the subject a little bit, but then all of a sudden you came in with your lies saying you're some Washington outsider, and that you were going to do everything for Nebraska, and you're going to do all these great things. Well, sir, I went and I looked through your past. You might be able to fool some people, and especially in Nebraska, if you just have a Republican in the front of your name, a lot of times they'll just vote for you. They won't look into the deep details. But you're not fooling anybody. You graduated from Harvard and you got your master's at Yale. So you're a Nebraska senator because you were born in Plattsmouth. How much of your life have you lived in Nebraska? Again, you say you're an outsider, but you've worked for the Department of Justice, well, you did work for the Department of Justice, but you worked for the Department of Justice Office of Legal Policy. Is that a lobby? What is that? I don't know. Just another alphabet government agency that honestly we don't need. We honestly don't need. Office of Legal Policy. If you're in the Department of Justice, every person should have legal policy knowledge. Let me go on further. Then you became a professor at the University of Texas, Austin. I bet a lot of Husker fans love that. Before going to the Department of Justice. And again, you're saying you're a Washington insider. You're working for okay. So yeah, all right. And then you were chief of staff to Jeff Fortenberry. Again, a Republican congressman, a done jack as a Republican in our state. And I'm a Republican, and I know the Democrats are no good either, but it's not a Democrat-Republican issue. There's a lot. This swamp is deep. There's coveralls that be needing when you be going to Washington. Okay, so now that's where we left it off. Chief of Staff to Jeff Fortenberry. Then he's a counselor to the secretary at. Then he's a counselor to the secretary. I guess that's his title at the United States Department of Health and Human Services in Washington. More government job here. All right, but you're an outsider, sir. Yeah, you're just a president of a small Methodist university in Norfolk. I believe that's where it's at, Norfolk. Midland University. And I apologize if I got the city wrong, but I think it's in Norfolk. So, okay. And then after that, then George Bush W, George 43, nominated, and then the Senate confirmed you to the post of Assistant Secretary of Planning and Evaluation in the Department of United States Department of Health and Human Services. Again, more of these acronyms of government positions that really, what does the Assistant Secretary for Planning and Evaluation, is that an essential job? Is that essential for our government to run? No. So he had that job, and then he was an advisor to healthcare investors. So, you're talking big pharma there before becoming the president of Midland University. So I'm on a 12-minute rant here, and I apologize. But does this really sound like somebody that supports true hardworking Nebraskans? Come on. Is this a guy that on his video, I came in to clean up the bull stuff in Nebraska, or the bull stuff in Washington, like on the cattle farms in Nebraska, and blah, blah, blah. This guy is a lying scumbag, and the president called him out, and he should. He's been in the office for 6 years. He hasn't done anything at all, and the sad part is nobody's even running for him. Running against him. I hope we're learning a lesson here that we can't just straight ticket voters anymore. You have to look at the bottom lines. You have to do at least a little bit of digging, a little bit of research. Otherwise, this is the crap that happens. Then it gets bad. So, thank God for President Trump and corruption. I have faith in our Lord that He's going to clean it up. And I just had to get this video out. A lot of people saying I should write in as a candidate to this clown. And I'll tell you what, if you want to write my name in, hey, you go for it. But the Holy Spirit, the Lord told me I had to just make this video, and I don't know. We'll see what happens. But again, just think about this scumbag and just do some research before you vote anytime in the future. This election, it's in a few weeks. And again, if you're a Republican, Democrat, whatever, go vote. But fair system. We just want a fair system. And if it's corrupt, it's evil, and it's going to have to be changed. So, thank you for your time. Trump 2020, and God bless America.